Hello, everybody. Yalancy Peterson here, Ride with Peterson. Today it is Wednesday, November 17th, 2021. The time is 5:11. We just had sunset. My goodness, it gets dark fast when the sun goes down. All right, so another question was asked of me, don't you think 50 rides a day is too much considering your stroke? Well, when I had my stroke, my left side basically was paralyzed. I couldn't move my arm, and I certainly couldn't move my leg. It took me about 3 months just to move my big toe. And that happened because I took medication that helped stroke victims recover some of their lost movement. And the medication worked for me. Turns out it also helped for the depression as well, too. Very thankful for that. So I'm able to walk. I sit in the car. I deal with some pain. But I am able to drive. I'm able to drive at night, and I can drive at night. The challenge is getting in and out of the vehicle on a consistent basis, on and off, going through the day. So doing package deliveries might be a little more difficult. But sitting in the car all day and driving, this is what I've been doing to work on that. One of the guys in the shelter, he likes to talk a lot. I mean, a lot. And so whenever he needed a place to go, I sat him in the front seat here, and I let him run his mouth and talk about anything and everything under the sun, basically himself. And the great thing was, it forced me to multitask, to pay attention to the traffic, to pay attention to the pedestrians walking, the animals running in the street, the stoplights turning, the traffic conditions changing literally every second. These things are necessary for me to rebuild my ability to operate a commercial vehicle once again. Now, physically, I probably won't ever be able to do it because the situation with my leg and my arm is such, I cannot physically control a steering wheel with my left arm. It's just impossible. I tried it a couple of times with my car here. I almost lost control of my vehicle. I can't even activate my turn signal with my left hand. But with my right hand, I can reach over, do the turn signal. I'm okay. When I turn over my shoulder like this, I can't turn all the way around. I can turn this way, but not this way. It hurts when I do it that way. But I can drive. I can operate a vehicle with the right side of with the right side of my body. My vision has been improving steadily to the point where I'm comfortable driving on the freeway or on any road in pitch black darkness, no street lights on, only my headlights, driving 80, 90 miles an hour on the freeway with other cars. I have been fortunate that I have not seen any pedestrians run right in front of me at night. But there have been several instances during the daytime where I have seen pedestrians, and they came dashing, and I was able to emergency stop the brake. But a situation like that could happen to any driver, not just me. What gives me the confidence to do what I'm going to do is the fact that I was a commercial driver. But I will never be able to drive a bus again. I know that for a fact, because the way my leg is, and I need both legs to operate the bus. I need both arms in order to operate the bus. I need both legs and arms to manage the people that come on board the bus. If I have to assist someone who has a more serious disability than me, I can bring them on board the bus. And I cannot depend on the revenue from rideshare to support myself. I've already proven that I can't depend on the money from rideshare, no matter how great I try to make the numbers look. I just can't. So I very reluctantly applied for disability, for Social Security, because I need to survive like the next person. And I will find out what the rules are regarding Social Security. And if they tell me that if I am truly disabled, that I cannot work, then I just can't work. I can only drive myself personally from A to B. I can barely do that as it is now. But I need to at least try. I need to try to do something to be productive in society. I cannot sit around and just collect a check. I've got to do something. I've got to find something to do, because my goal is to be a productive contributor to society, where my presence yields some sort of value to someone other than myself. I just don't know how to explain it any way than that. So if I can get out there and do some package deliveries, even though I'll be in pain the whole time, then I'll do that. Like right now, as I make this video, I'm in pain right now because my arm, my shoulder, it's tensing up. If you came and you touched my shoulder, it would be so hard. It's like, how are you able to breathe? And it's because, well, about 6 months ago, I decided to stop taking the medication they gave me to manage the pain, because the medication puts me to sleep. So I had to make a decision. Do I sleep for the rest of my life, or do I do the best I can to build a life, but I will be in pain for the rest of my life? I chose to find a way to deal with the pain. I'm used to the pain now. My tolerance for muscle pain is very high. Sometimes it feels like my muscles are being torn, every fiber at a time. It's a very sharp, very distinct pain. The tension on my tendons sometimes is almost unbearable. But there's something more I can't bear, and that is sleeping all day and then sleeping some more for my regular sleep. To literally sleep my days away because I'm afraid of pain. I realized if I'm going to live, if I'm going to rebuild my life, I'm going to have to endure the pain. And it's gotten to the point now I've gotten used to it. But there are times where when I step out of the car, my leg will not move. I'll pick it up and it won't pick up, and I'll drag and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm about to fall, and I catch myself so I don't fall. Sometimes when, like, for example, when it's time for me to press the parking brake, I'm in agony when I engage the parking brake. So it would be really helpful to have a vehicle with an electric parking brake. All I have to do is press a button and the parking brake is engaged for me. But for this vehicle, it's a foot brake, and it hurts so much. Oh my goodness, it hurts when I engage the parking brake. But engaging a parking brake is necessary because you don't want your vehicle to roll away. I'm trying to rebuild as much of my life as possible, but to ask if 50 trips a day is too much, I would say this. I would do 50 trips a day, and I will do 50 trips a day. And I'll be in pain the majority of the time. And there may be days where I will have to stop and say I probably can't do 50 today because I can't handle the pain. The goal is not to do 50 trips though. The goal is to have 50 riders. That is a difference. You see, I figure the most that I would be able to pick up without thinking about it would be 3 riders an hour, 1 person every 15 minutes. I'm working 11, 12 hours a day. That means I'm picking up 36 riders a day. But when you put in pool, so now you go from, oh goodness gracious, the numbers. I had the numbers down here. When you put in pool, I went from, oh, I'm sorry about this, people. I'm trying to figure it out here. You go from 3 riders an hour. That's 36 people each day when you're working 12 hours a day. But when you do pool and you have your base rider and a pool rider, now just with, if each ride had a pool, you're picking up 72 people each day. So can you do 50 riders a day? I think you can. I think I can too. My biggest problem with picking up that many people in a day will be the butt stank. And I'm going to make sure I have plenty of Febreze and lemon extract to handle that. And I will make sure that my seats are not cloth. I'll have the nice texture material, because you get cloth seats, you've already lost, because that odor will never get out of your car. So there we go. Remember, people, butt stank, the battle, the struggle never ends with that one. All right, everybody, catch y'all in the next video.